Welcome everyone you're listening to and perhaps watching the Hall of Fame induction podcast. This very special edition of Calling the Audible is brought to you by the same sponsors. I'm your host, Piz Del Rees, Hall of Famer. I'm joined by Eagle, Hall of Famer, and regular guy, Simo Dajner.
Yes, sir.
So we're doing.
Technically, that could be odd. That could be odd because this is released later.
I mean, listen, I'm not in control of the universe.
That's
so
true.
I should be though.
We should have recorded this in a different order, or should we?
In all honesty, I love getting the opportunity to congratulate each of these Hall of Famers. There's the write-ups every year, but our idea a couple of years ago was let's go with these special short podcasts, just a couple of minutes. It's our way as members of the media to really pay homage to the guys who we cover and guys who help us make the league as special as it is.
Yeah, I really like the fact that we...
You don't speak yet. Without further ado.
That's for Simon, for interrupting Piz.
I totally set you up. Then I stopped speaking, looked at you, knowing I was just going to cut you off. Let's get to it. The moment you've all been waiting for. Number 2. Second to voting. Very highly rated from the community. Daniel Lazare. Daniel Tacos Lazare.
8 All-Stars, 5 QB of the year, 1 Defensive Player of the Year, 1 Finals MVP, 1 championship. Very impressive individual awards. Altogether, very impressive. If you have 10 seasons, 8 All-Stars, 5 QB of the years, essentially every single time you play.
Yeah.
193 games played in his career, 119 wins. That's crazy.
And almost all at quarterback. Right?
Yes.
Like he's played so many of those games at quarterback.
There's a few seasons as a receiver, but even then,
Yeah.
Even as a receiver, he was a very dominant player.
You're receiving 7.7% of the votes, number 2, slightly above number 3 overall. I do want to tell a little story around this. So we did make a, let's call it, administrative clerical mistake this year and leave him off the list. And so once we added him back on, the first thing he messaged me was, who can vote for this? And they said, well, anyone and everyone. And obviously the weighting is different. And so within 2 hours, I had 50 votes for Dan Lazare from the community, including, him, his friends, his extended family, who I happen, some of them are like I went to school with, which is cool, his girlfriend's sister, and then more people such as Michelangelo, Bob Slay, Willie Nelson.
Get some reporting. Was it Michelangelo, the party dude, or the artist?
The turtle.
Okay, so is his first name Michelangelo, last name Turtle?
No, just Michelangelo. You don't have to name yourself Turtle. So yeah, I had to.
But once we remove the bots,
so he had 657 total votes from the community, which represented 17% of it, like almost all of them. And I did a quick survey and I took out all of the bot votes, and he still had 300 points from the community. So well and above anyone else, even if you remove all the, I'll call it the boosting that happened.
For the longest time, I thought Dan Lazare would be the next best FPF quarterback. I mean, I first covered him in Division 5 playing for Sea Assassins, and he was in a playoff game where he lost to the Predators.
Yes.
James Soriani's team.
I remember that game.
And I was walking through the hallway because I finished play-by-play. And I was like, I need to get some liquid confidence for my next game. And while I went to go get some water, I ran into Dan in the hallway and saw him, and he looked completely distraught. And I sat with him for a while and talked to him. It was the first time I felt like Dan Tacos Lazare was a real person. He just always seemed to me like from a distance, just big ego, big, a guy just, he would lose his temper on the field. And so like having a chance to actually sit and talk to him, I was like, hey, you know what? He's an actual cool dude. And he's polarizing in that, and you'll talk to that, Simo, of course. But if you actually get to know the dude, he's a good-hearted person and very competitive. That the way he took that loss was a way I've never seen anyone be that upset in an FPF loss. But there was a look of determination. And I told him, I said, look, man, I know you're the next big thing in FPF. And I don't even think he's got there yet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think he's still young and he's going to mature. And he reminds me a lot of Marco Masiocha when Marco Masiocha was at that age. in terms of demeanor and such, and just the way Marco now looks like the weight of the world is off his shoulders when he plays. I can't wait to get to that level of Dan Lazara.
Dan is probably one of the most polarizing player in FPF, like you've mentioned. A lot of people love Dan as a player, as a human being. A lot of people love to hate Dan, but you can't deny what he's been doing in FPF since he started in FPF. His success as a quarterback is ridiculous. He's a very, very good player. If there's one thing about Dan that sort of shocked me, is there. I remember there was one play where if you give Dan one play before the half or one play at the end of the game, and you sort of have to launch it 40 yards into the end zone, he throws the most beautiful 40 bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It basically scrapes the dome to give his team just enough time to get there, and it falls into the end zone with like the perfect arc. It's beautiful to watch, and he's a great quarterback. He's a great guy. We love to make fun of him, but at the end of the day, he knows it's all jokes, and we love him.
So, congratulations, Dan Tacos Lazara, our number 2 inductee from the 2019 season. A little controversial, is left off the list, but it was made right in the end.
Well deserved.
I don't think we'll ever see a situation like that again where we have a guy who's so clearly deserving. So, that said, congratulations, Dan Lazara. Stay tuned tomorrow as we induct our 3rd member of the 2019 Hall of Fame.